Hey guys, me again with another YouTube video. This video is kind of more or less just about a couple different changes here and there, so I'm not going to go too over the top in this video, but today we're going to be talking about this. This is an image that I found on Google Images. This is an airsoft AK, as far as I know, really. I don't see any credibility towards it being real steel. But it's about this handguard that someone ended up 3D printing for their AK rifle itself. And I thought that this type of handguard, it's square, it's blocky, but it has this aesthetic to it. I don't know how to describe this aesthetic. It just works for some reason. And I have an AK. I have a couple really good AKs, and I wanted to make the handguard. So I ended up making the handguard. This is actually the rifle that we ended up putting it on. This is the AK-47 Mark III with the 3D printed handguard is what I've named this file. And I went with a bright neon orange old school set on this because why not? I think if we're going for a futuristic look, that neon bright colors brought into the model itself are very good for the overall health of the rifle itself. That's one of the two major changes that you guys might have noticed. The other major change is actually the translucent magazine. So I don't know why, but I really love experimenting with translucent magazines on a whole bunch of models. The less of a taper in a magazine, the easier it is to get translucent pieces in there. So this one had a very interesting challenge to it in that the back of the actual magazine itself is 3 studs wide, and then the front it tapers down to being 2 studs wide. So I had a very interesting challenge here in trying to get translucent pieces in there that would show the bullets really, really well. So what we ended up doing was using door pieces, and these door pieces actually can curve to allow you to basically sneak 2 bullets side by side at an angle. So again, it's definitely not going to be needed to be said, but that technique is completely illegal. There is no way that would ever work in real life, but it looks really, really cool inside of Pavre, so I left it. Again, it's more or less, the magazine itself is more or less about the rendering and having just this really cool aesthetic. You have this futuristic handguard on it, and then you have this polymer magazine that you can see all of the rounds through. It's more about the aesthetic than anything else. It's also super fun to be able to try to get a very clear looking bullet on the inside of a magazine. So again, I understand it's illegal, guys. Don't crucify me about it too hard. In terms of the actual handguard itself, the actual handguard is completely legal because it's all bracket built with plates. It's not incredibly difficult to do. And you can see that through the inside is the actual barrel and the gas block as well. So we did leave those details on there, and they do fit. And on top, we have a 3 stud wide rail. On both sides, we have a 3 stud wide rail, and on bottom, we have a 3 stud wide rail. Pretty basic stuff, not a whole bunch going on here. Just a whole lot of details just to get this a nice smooth look to it. The only bad thing is the way that I made the perfect point on these triangles. The only way to get it to be done legally without it cutting anything was to actually have these stick out by 1 stud on the side. So you really can't tell in most of the images that I have of this, but it is there. The other really neat thing is that this is actually in a cool silver color. It's a very metallic color. You can kind of see that it has a metallic sheen to it compared to the rest of the rifle. The rifle itself looks very matte as opposed to this. This looks very kind of shiny. That's a color that I hope to be using more often in the future because I think it has a really, really cool effect. So stick around for some really cool stuff dealing in particular with this handguard and magazine in the future, because I just started work on something today involving that handguard and that magazine that have a little bit more fun customizing things. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. See you guys later in another YouTube video at another time.